Chimney Check Professional. This is a video portion of my inspection. This is where I take a look at the inner walls of the system. So the system's certainly been used quite a bit since the rebuild. This particular connection is a question mark for me. It looks like it's not attached as it should be. This is certainly not going to be the focus of my inspection. As I bring my camera down to the very bottom, I'm a little bit uncertain, but it looks as though I don't have an actual anchor plate. That I am really uncertain of. The system is so dirty, it's making it really hard for me to see what is actually happening, or what the components are in the system. There's a certain look I'm going to expect when there's an actual anchor plate installed. What I am certain of is that we don't have a proper bonding based on what I see inside the attic. I also see that heat escapes where the anchor plate or the bottom of the metal chimney meets. Beam I can see the smoke stain indicating that. Heat is also escaping into the chase from somewhere, and I do not know where it's coming from. I believe it's coming from that connection that I had questioned about, but I'm really not certain. We also have a chimney that was rebuilt from the roof line up, and there's evidence that there's actual damage just below that point, and our bond beam is not constructed in a manner where I would consider it was professionally done. This is the bottom of our flue system, basically it's original chimney from the roof line down, so clay liner here, there's an offset to it. One of the city standards when you do a chimney rebuild is you have to examine the entire thing and make sure it's all up to snuff. The standard that is considered fire worthy. I don't believe this was done in this particular case. It's one of those things where and actually now here's the bottom of the flue system, and we have some pretty obvious gaps here where the clay liner meets the top of the smoke chamber. These gaps should have been filled during the actual rebuild of the chimney system. The system is so dirty I really can't see well enough to tell you how condition the surface of the smoke chamber are. I can tell you the system's offset. We have debris in the firebox itself. In the smoke shelf. And we have a significant amount of smoke staining outside of the fireplace, indicating that the draft as it should. Part of that's probably just because the system is used enthusiastically, which is fine. But the drafting issue can be partially corrected. Now, I have a few question marks at this point. I don't know what the materials are behind this copper trim, and the hearth extension is hollow. I don't know what those materials are. All I can tell you is if they're made of wood, then it was improperly done. I think it should be found out and then corrected as needed. Could be steel stud framing with wonderboard, no paper, no nothing, and that might be acceptable depending on what's below that, and are there air gaps? Anyways, we're supposed to have a real solid barrier for heat at this point right here, and based on the indications, I don't think we have it. And this could be wood as well. Back here is hollowish, indicating that this might be. I think a little further evaluation is needed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to gain any access to those areas, so I can't tell you anything for certain. One potentially could find that nothing's wrong here. I have no way of knowing. All I can do is make the recommendation to clean down. The back wall has some deterioration in areas, not a big deal. No maintenance. The damper will close. Ensure you review my written report on my findings.